kids, the word Chacha Choudhary evokes nostalgia. It swirls us back to our childhood days and refreshes the memories of a summer vacation. The time when we curiously boarded the train and awaited the book cart of A.H. Wheeler. Now we had some tough decisions to make as to what comics to pick. So friends, let us take a trip down the memory lane and meet our lovable Chacha Choudhary, one of the most instantly recognizable comic book character of India. This iconic character was created by the legendary Indian cartoonist Pran Kumar Sharma, who was also awarded Padma Shri for his creations and honored by Limca Book of Records for popularizing comics in India. Pran began his career in 1960 as a cartoonist for the newspaper Milap. Back in those days, Indian comic scenario was largely based on the reprints of Phanthom and Superman. Pran sketched Chacha Choudhary for the Hindi magazine Lotpot, which proved to be an instant hit. Pran's other important work include the interesting characters of Pinky, Billu, Raman, Srimati Ji and Chinni Chachi. Now all the characters resonate a somewhat happy-go-lucky feel with the twinkling eyes, the smiling face and a somewhat quirky personality. Now Chacha Choudhary is not your usual superhero who's dressed in capes and spandex. Nor does he possess any extraordinary gadgets, but the highlight is the use of its wits and wisdom. He is portrayed as a typical middle-class man who is middle-aged, a bit frail in build, but is extremely intelligent. All the 80s and 90s kids know कि चाचा चौधरी का दिमाग कंप्यूटर से भी ज़्यादा तेज चलता है. It is a statement that translates as his brain runs faster than a computer. It is a simple statement that highlights his wits and wisdom. The villains in the comic books are not the malicious devils, but thieves, corrupt government officers, roadside bullies, conmans and thugs. Chacha Choudhary has an instantly recognizable style. He dresses up in a red turban, a waistcoat and a pocket watch and holding a wooden stick. The most prominent character and Chacha Choudhary's famous companion is a 15-foot giant Sabu, who is for the faraway planet of Jupiter. Now they two share some secret codes between them and are often addressed as formula number 55, formula number 30 and so on. It is said to be a pre-decided secret code between the two. Sabu is mostly dressed in black briefs, wears loop earrings and gumboots. He is a man with a voracious appetite and is forever hungry. Now there is also a very interesting backstory. It is believed that Sabu decided to stay back at Earth because he tasted the tasty paratha and halwa that was made by Chachi. Now Chachi is also very fond of Sabu. Sabu has a twin brother called Dabu and also has a family that resides in Jupiter. Sabu is portrayed as a gentle giant, पर जब साबू को गुस्सा आता है तो जुपिटर पर ज्वालामुखी फटता है. When Sabu gets angry, a volcano erupts in Jupiter. Sabu is a bachelor who runs away from the mention of marriage. Now one quirky portrayal is that while traveling, Sabu sits on the aeroplane and his war cry is "Hoo hoo ba." Sabu has an arch nemesis Raka, who is seen as powerful as Sabu, and it is said he became an immortal after drinking a potion of Ayurvedic concoction prepared by Acharya Chakram. And whenever Sabu and Raka get into a duel, Sabu throws him at a place where Raka can't return to bother humanity. But somehow Raka always returns to create more mess and havoc. Chacha Chaudhary's nagging wife is addressed in the stories as Chachi, and Chacha Chaudhary lovingly calls her as Bhagyavan. She is portrayed as a healthy and somewhat bossy woman and who is mostly dressed in saris and is seen holding her trademark balan, that is the rolling pin. Now both Chacha and Sabu are pretty much scared of her. Chacha Choudhary also has a faithful street dog named Rocket. There are other interesting characters like Tingu Master and Dug Dug, Chacha Choudhary's truck. Chacha also has a brother, Chacha Choudhary, who is not as bright as Chacha but still makes occasional appearances and proves useful. At times he is often confused by enemies as Chacha himself. Chacha Chaudhary's main enemies are Dhamaka Singh and Gobar Singh. They are the one who try to harm Chacha, but somehow their plan always backfires and they are defeated at the end. In Encyclopedia of Comics, Morris Horn notes that Pran has been given the title of Walt Disney of India. Chacha Chaudhary strips find permanent place in the International Museum of Cartoon Art, United States. Pran's comic Raman Hum Sab Ek Hain promoted national integration. Now Pran always signs off every issue with a loving note. It says, "If I could make one person happy, I will consider my mission complete." Pran is the man who spread happiness and joy, and Chacha Chaudhary is known for its simplicity and celebrating the simple values and joys of life.